But we see top lane, the Mordekaiser and the Camille. I mean, Mordekaiser has to get away from that.
Yeah, so much action already. You can see, you know, the level 2 coming in for Camille, and she was able to use that to get pressure in the top lane already. Looks like, other than that, though, there's not really too much action like we've seen in the first game as of yet.
Production, can you just switch the sides on the overlay, please? You can do that in the settings. And it's going to be first blood to the Camille while we're talking about that.
Yeah. The Ignite coming out, securing the kill.
I mean, Camille's just going to have so much pressure. We see the binding coming out from the Karma. Just a reminder, it's OrnnHub on the blue side, Spiky Balls on the red side. And Glurb showing his dominance already, and it looks like it'll be continuing. Meanwhile, the Karma's going to land the Mantra Q onto the Orianna, root her up. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see the Leona trying to go in with the stuns onto this bot lane, but the Kai'Sa's just doing so much damage onto this Rakan. They can't even move forward and engage.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like that action we're talking about is actually coming out now, with both teams getting a little bit heated in their lane matchups.
Back to the Lulu skin.
I think we're just changing the sides, right? And it should be okay.
We'll find out in a second.
For now, yeah, sorry, go for it.
The Camille v Mordekaiser, the Camille getting an early kill, especially with how dominant we saw them last time, it's not what you want.
100%, and that's going to obviously help her to snowball as a champion that's, you know, quite strong into the mid and late stages of the game. Mordekaiser really has to win out early there to make sure she doesn't get too far ahead. Okay, looks like some action's happening on the bot side of the map now in the jungle, actually. J4 moving towards the blue side, but...
Yeah, we are going to get, I would say it's a dragon fight, but it's just a scuttle fight because we're still about a minute. The flagging dragon's going to come out looking towards the Orianna. Doesn't quite get in range. It's going to walk over the ball. Orianna mustn't, he's got no mana. That's why that was a prime chance for them just to do some damage there. But first scuttle will go across to Costa, says Weenie. And Camille was going to start dealing some damage. Although the passage from Mordekaiser is doing work as well.
Yeah, exactly. Mordekaiser does really well in extended trades, so if he's able to find some extended trades against the Camille, it can definitely look for the advantage. As Sejuani is ganking the mid lane. Yeah,
Karma is really pushed out. Decides to go back in, though, onto the Orianna, but will walk into the tower. Love the Moxie. Not the greatest execution.
Exactly. A little aggressive from the Karma there, trying to get the kill rather than escape. And it ends up going down, unfortunately, in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's really not ideal for them. We're seeing, obviously, leads in this top lane for the Sejuani and the Camille. And obviously now one's going to come towards this Orianna as well. But bot lane, still fairly even.
Yeah, fairly even. We saw a little bit of trading early on, but for now it seems to be quiet as the wave pushing back into the side of Spiky Ball Gaming, sorry.
Yeah, and the graphic will look a wee bit weird because the side of OrnnHub didn't decide to actually be in the right order. And we are going to see this Camille take a lot of damage from the flag and drag, though. Mordekaiser's Q does go wide, and Camille will live to fight another day.
Yeah, this should be really good for the Camille. She's just going to reset and TP back with the Ignite coming back off cooldown as well. She could potentially look for a kill, but actually Sejuani's going to come up and maybe try and do some damage to the Mord. Ends up going for the Q, missing it. W coming in.
Yeah, the knock-up does go wide. However, obviously Camille is able to get straight back in here. And Mordekaiser just has to walk away. But not before he's going to get hit by another W from the Sejuani. The pullback isn't quite in range. And as much as he's a kill down, at least he's only 4 CS down. Although he doesn't have TP, well, Glurb does. Sorry,
exactly.
Glurb only just used his.
That's going to be rough, though, for him in the top lane because the wave's pushing into the Camille now. And he has to walk all the way back. But it looks like the side of OrnnHub are setting up for the Drake here.
Yeah, and it's again another nice Drake, especially with this Karma and the Senna. And even the Rakan. This Chemtech Drake, which enhances the tenacity and the shields, which is great dragon for him to have. And there you go. Two more stacks towards the Senna as well.
Yeah,
and the Senna's gone cold, so she's got a very passive early game.
Yeah, definitely wants to make sure she scales up pretty well. She will be the main damage source for sure on this team. So she really needs to make sure she's in a good spot. CS is not too bad as well. And for the meantime, it's not as bloody, Chuba. It seems to be a little bit more chilled out. Only 2 kills on the side of Spiky Balls Gaming. A lot less than there was last game.
I would just wait. Once we get into those teams fights, we're going to see 5-man kills, 4 and 4 on the other side. Only one person will be left remaining. I have a funny feeling that will be the Camille. But she's going to come back onto this Mordekaiser and just... Look, I mean, flimsy.
Yeah,
this must be
dead.
music to your ears.
Yeah, it really is. This champion is really, really strong. Not so strong in the early game, though. But if you let her get to the point where she gets kills early on... Ooh, the flag drag coming in. What side? The Maud. Yeah, the Maud lived. Barely. That shield coming in.
I'd love a HP check on how much he had there. Because it has to be single digits.
Must be
the
pretty
flag
low.
drag onto the bot lane, jumped up by the Grand Entrance from the Rakan, and that is just a dead Kaiser. I don't think he needed the Cataclysm, but you'll just secure that kill either way for that J4.
Exactly that. You can see they burned the flash from the Kaiser the first time round, and she decided to walk up, which was very risky, and you can see he pays the price, ends up going down, unfortunately, and is now going to lose a lot of gold and fall behind the center here in the bot lane.
But it's 2 scaling bot lanes. Normally you would think, right, the center getting ahead is not the worst, well, not the best thing, but you're a Kaiser. You're going to scale anyway. Someone's got to take a lead.
That's
As
true.
you see the Mordekaiser face check the grubs, but there's 3 members there. And the 4th is walking up to join. J4 is nowhere near. I mean, Mordekaiser had a front row seat there and just decides, okay, I like my life. I'm just going to walk away.
Life is good, and I think Mordekaiser would probably want to keep it in this situation, but it looks like they are pathing towards the top lane now to actually punish the Mordekaiser for overextending. Hopefully...
J4 will not react at all. Even though they've probably had vision on it, but Mordekaiser will take the Sejuani into Brazil. Will do a lot of damage, might actually get a kill here. JLD will pick up the kill on Costa in the death realm, and now he is enhanced. And let's see what he can do to fight this Camille. J4 is walking up as well.
This is huge.
Mordekaiser showing up. The Camille Hextech ultimatum will come up, but it won't be enough. JLD coming from the annals of hell, the Iron Revenant will pick up 2 kills and secure the feat of warfare for the side of OrnnHub, as Karma almost gets a kill on the other side in the mid lane.
Absolutely huge play from the Mordekaiser, ulting the Sejuani, trapping her in Brazil, like you said, one-way ticket there, ends up taking her out, and then using the passive, using the Conqueror stacks to be able to take out the Camille straight after. That's going to be insane for the side of OrnnHub, sorry. And here's the replay coming in.
This is a massive... Yeah, this is massive for the confidence of JLD.
Yep, exactly that. Coming in, he ults the Sejuani, she takes a couple of tower shots, the center ult coming in as well.
First tower did no damage.
0 damage at all, but you know, it ends up helping out a lot in the sense that Mordekaiser is able to get the first kill, and you can see here he has his passive going, he has the Conqueror going, Camille out of abilities, use the ult to try and maybe secure something in return or buy a little bit of time, but it's not going to matter, and she's going to end up going down thanks to damage from the Maud.
JLD showing up. He is definitely here, and he's here to take some names. Now Karma has gone for the Rod of Ages first. 10 minutes, that's some good timing for a Rod of Ages. That's the kind of, when I'm playing mids and I decide I'm going a much more tankier build, you know, something like the Rod of Ages, 10 minutes is my goal point. If it's before 10 minutes, I'm loving life. If it's after it, I'm not in as much joy. But before 15 minutes, then you're happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to stack up really well, scale up well, and obviously get that level up once completed. More trading going on the top side. They've been very
just runs
aggressive
away.
up here.
Camille runs away. I didn't think I'd be saying that after the last game.
Not surprising after those 2 kills, but I agree with you. Flag and drag coming in the bot side here, Chuba.
Yeah, J4 will land a 2-man Cataclysm. We do see the Kaiser, who's just going to dash out of it, but it's not going to be enough. The Leona will fall. Scrabby will have another death, but now it looks like Sejuani's here. Orianna has joined as well. Karma is not in the picture. She does have TP if she does decide to join. We haven't seen a flash out from the Orianna, but the Senna will try and save the Jarvan's life, but it's not enough. Karma has stayed mid all while during this, and they are just going to take the second dragon, the first Hextech dragon.
Yeah, it ends up being a 1-1 in the end, but you can see the Maud now under a lot of pressure. Ults
He's got into
Camille.
Brazil.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of damage. Hextech ultimate and will just claim the life. Kaiser's overstepping it. The Grand Entrance does go wide, but the Camille W will rear up And that should just be a dead... what is she? She's a human but from the void, but she's not quite going to die. And we do see Karma's looking here. Sejuani is all alone on this dragon.
Yeah, it looks like the side of... No, looks like Spiky Ball's actually trying to really fight back in this game here, securing the next Drake, securing a couple of kills on the top side at the very least, but struggling a little bit on the bot side. But that whole time, Sejuani is actually able to secure the Drake. We've got another fight in mid lane here going on as J4 comes behind the Orianna.
Yeah, the Mantra Q coming out from the Karma, and the Flag and Drag does so much damage. Stark Wizard now 3-1 on this J4. That was all set up from the Karma.
Yeah. Great setup, like we spoke about right before the game. If Karma's able to get the setup, the lockdown, then J4 can pull up nicely.
These flag and drags are clean, by the way. These are so clean.
They are very good, but the Camille buffers the E, allowing her to actually escape that correctly there. And this is the action you were talking about, Tuba, right? 9 kills now.
You know, we're 12 minutes in, we've had 9 kills. We're not quite at that kill a minute, but we're not far from it. And the fights are only just ramping up. And that is what we want to see. We want a bloodbath. This is why we tune into the Weenie Hot Bracket, because it's damage, devastation. Oh my lord!
The miss Sejuani. Oh no.
Doing his best secluded pathos impression there. If you're familiar with some of the leagues I come from, you'll know exactly what I'm referring to. Meanwhile, this Camille has, again, a level advantage, and she will just slice through the Iron Revenant.
Exactly. It's like that lead or the 2 kills that Mordekaiser did get is not going to matter too much. Camille having that Triforce instantly turns her into a late game champion, in my opinion. She does a ton of damage once she has that secured. And I think Maud's going to struggle from here on out in the 1v1.
Well, that's exactly what we said, though, you know. The way that Glurb has played this, he's waited to the moment. Although the Flag and Drag from J4 and the Cataclysm, Camille will jump back into the Cataclysm on the turret. I don't know if that's the best advice.
Yeah, I agree.
Meanwhile, we see the root coming out from the Senna. Doesn't quite do enough to root down the Leona. She will jump in under tower. Leona will fall. That's twice the tower's impacted. Kaiser goes under tower as well. What is it with Spiky Balls? They think that they have all Rammus armor to deal with these turrets. They don't. The turrets will not get hurt by your bones, and it is basically 3 kills given over to the side of OrnnHub that didn't need to be given.
Yeah, exactly that, Chuba. Maybe getting a little bit too overconfident from the last game there. They end up giving away kills. The Camille jumping under tower against the J4. The Kaiser diving, taking tower shots.
Oh, Sejuani finally lands the R.
Okay.
But all you're going to get is pick up the Senna, and it looks like Orianna taking a lot of chunk damage from this Karma, who only has a lost chapter and 5 stacks on this Rod of Ages, and she's taking control of this mid lane again.
100% Chuba. I think in the 1v1 she will do really well naturally, but I'm intrigued to see how that will transition into team fights in the later stages of the game here.
You've got to think this is a Blackfire Torch coming out. We are going to see J4 looking for the angle onto this Orianna and the Sejuani. The Sejuani will walk face check into the J4. Will get a proc of the Heartsteel, but she is a level down onto the King of Demacia. Rakan is looking for an angle here for the grand entrance. Yes, it's Spiky Balls. They're just all Rammus.
They're Rammus. Yeah, they're Rammus, right? So you're right.
Yeah, I mean, talk us through this from a Camille main.
Yeah, exactly. So he ends up going in. Wow, ends so quickly. The Camille ends up going in really quickly to try and get the shield. And then in this play here on the tower, going for the E out and ends up Eing back into the J4, unfortunately. But we have a similar thing going on here. There's a good
this
fight
is live.
going
This
on,
is live. The Sejuani taking a lot of damage. The Heartsteel stacks will keep alive for the moment, but she will fall to J4. And now the attention comes to Leona. Leona will fall now as a double kill for the King of Demacia. And it looks like Orianna is the next to be focused by this King. Meanwhile, on the backside, we have the 2 top laners just absolutely fine. Now Camille will jump to safety. But the problem is she's got no team at the moment. The Mantra Q will do some damage, and she has to be careful to get out. Meanwhile, we got the 2 bot laners fighting. Senna has the level advantage. Goes into her shroud just to dodge the auto attacks. The Void Seeker will go wide, and now it's Senna's turn to look to return the damage. The Q from the Senna is doing some serious poke, and it looks like the Camille, the Kaiser will fall, and indeed he will. A 2-1-2 static shift. Karma doing Kaiser doing damage. The Karma's doing so much damage. Orianna, for what must be the 5th or 6th time, dealing with a
TP.
blinking health bar. And now the Senna is overextended for this Camille. Will be sliced where she stands. This is
Tons of action. Tons of action
You were
now,
complaining
Trooper.
about no kills. We are now at 18 kills in 17 minutes, folks. We are setting off again for another high-octane, high-kill game. As J4 and Mordekaiser will pick up that top tier 1 and get the feats of warfare.
Precisely
I think
that.
it's
It's like we have
sorry.
a replay now from the last game now where the kills are coming in like crazy. Back to that 1 kill a minute and surpass that actually. I think the big thing here will be objectives, right? Because you can see that Spiky Gaming are still securing the objective, and their team fight going into the mid and later stage of the game is going to be much stronger, despite them being behind in gold at this stage. 4K gold behind, but let's see if they can continue to pressure lanes and find picks to continue this lead here.
Now, here's a question. I'll come to it in a second. As we see, Camille doing a lot of damage. She's now lined up with Leona. The Kaiser's been sent to the top side to just kind of farm up, try and get those stacks up. I was going to say, while this fight dissipates, these Infernals, so who does it benefit?
We have the replay just coming in, where Sejuani actually gets picked in the jungle here. Leona trying to defend her jungler, not able to do so for the meantime. J4 landing the Cataclysm onto the Sejuani, getting a flag drag as well, knockup. So Orianna's here now trying to help out, but there's no damage coming out outside Spiky Gaming for the meantime. Sejuani does finally end up going down. Mordekaiser landing the combo onto Leona. Leona ends up going down in the end. Ult going on to Camille from Mordekaiser. J4 with a double kill for the meantime. Orianna trying her best to try and get out of the fight. She is able to, fortunately, but Camille's still trapped in Brazil.
Sorry, just to
is able to
interrupt.
use the E.
End the picture and picture the Camille used the ultimatum, but it just dies to J4 again under the turret. What is it with these these Spiky Gaming people and tower diving?
In my defense, playing Camille, the E is a bit tricky to use, Sometimes, no, it's not really, but sometimes.
Now Mordekaiser's a bit isolated here. I'm dealing with two of them, the Kaiser and the Sejuani. Will takes it. I believe it's the Kaiser he's taken into Brazil. Will probably pick up the kill here, thanks to passive. Indeed he does. And now they're going to turn it onto the backside. Orianna has to run for her life from this death squad.
Shockwave disengage was huge. Yeah, I know, Chupa.
It's big, and it saves her life, but at the same time, it's a lot to use.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, look, this Senna is so far ahead.
Exactly that. I think we're seeing, OrnnHub actually playing the comp. I mean, it's a bit, bloody, but they're playing the comp fairly well. As the Camille now dives into the Karma, Chupa.
Yeah, I mean, this Karma's just dead. There's any mage that is melee range with a top laner, they might as well turn the PC off because the game's over. Because that's actually
play blind at that point.
Yeah, and then Mordekaiser just gets absolutely jumped on by three members. The Sejuani, Leona, and the Kaiser. The Kaiser will get her first kill of the match. Meanwhile, the Camille will just trade it for the bot side, and they're going to turn their attention to Atakan. This is what we said in the previous game. OrnnHub Gaming, yes, they have their moments, yes, they have the gold lead, but they get caught sleeping on these big objectives.
Yeah, exactly that. Seems like a really good play from the
At least they've realised this one.
Yeah, trying to get back into the game, but it looks like
A
OrnnHub's
lot of damage. Leona into her own team by walking in, and now they can pounce. The Leona will fall. And now the Orianna has to back away because she will do the Cataclysm onto the Kaiser. Will just to try. Now Sejuani's in the bouncy out. It's a triple kill for Dark Wizard on the King of Demacia. And he'll get the Atakan to go with him. Dark Wizard showing why he's the king. 10 and 1.
Doing an insane job of making sure they can test that objective there. Don't let them take it for free. Don't let them run you over for free. Making sure they punish them in a 4v3 situation, and they're able to secure the Atakan for themselves.
This is where it gets hard. Yes, you've got your top laner who showed up in game one on ultimate carry. Problem is, you have the enemy jungle who is ultra giga fed.
Yep.
A raid boss who maybe quite isn't there yet, but once he gets this Rylai's, he will be a raid boss. You've got a Senna who is scaling to infinity, and a Rakan who has played like a god has not died yet on a champion whose whole job is to go in and keep the carry safe, even at the cost of his own life. This is how you want to play this in OrnnHub. We were skeptical. And yes, they're conceding a lot on these sides, but it's what you want to see.
Exactly that. We were skeptical, but they've played it, you know, well enough to be able to make sure they have the lead in the early game and the mid game. The one thing I would worry about here, Tuber, is the fact that this Camille is still 2.6k gold ahead of the Mordekaiser. He does have the Rylai's now, but they're really going to struggle to stop this side lane pressure, and that could be their ticket back into the game here for the side of Spiky Balls Gaming.
Not just that though, but it could be something for Spiky Balls to have to be careful of, because if they can play around it well enough and invest enough into killing her, I mean, Leona's just dead here. We didn't even see why, because look here, like this is the problem with Camille. She is going to take a lot of tower damage. She will survive thanks to that magic shield. But if they can just invest one more person to help that, the Mordekaiser, at least at this stage, can cope.
Exactly, but Camille here, she's going to get this tier 2 tower with a lot of gold
and now
traded for the Drake.
Problem.
And she's going to heal up off this wave. You know, she can apply more pressure. Drake will go down, but it's not going to be that impactful, I think. And the Spiky Ball Gaming come out on top, in my opinion.
I like the Malignance build on the Karma, because just like the Seraphine, you want to use your ult as much as you can. The Karma ult is a ridiculously slow cooldown as it is. So the fact you've got even more cooldown on it is just disgusting. I mean, and look at that damage from a single Mantra Q.
Yeah,
J4 has the flag and drag to save his life.
Yep, exactly that. I think from here, Tuba, how do you think, you know, Spiky Balls kind of gets back into the game here? I think they're not too far behind. But
I mean, gold-wise, yeah, gold-wise, there's 3k in it. There's not a lot, but it's enough. And the only reason it's only 3k is the Karma. She has picked up all this tower gold. The problem is, your main carry, the Kai'Sa, is so far behind. The whole item behind, pretty much, on the Senna. She, well, I don't know what the stacks are like because we can't see hers, but we see Senna's already at 66 and climbing.
Yeah,
that's not something you want. As we see Rakan going and Grand Engine again onto the Kai'Sa, the flag and dragon return, and this is what I mean. This Kai'Sa just can't play the game, and that is one of new meta's comfort picks. But even still, we see the raid boss get sliced out, and now the J4 and this Senna, this roving death squad. Look at the damage, and 11th kill onto this J4.
The shockwave doing big damage. Camille.
Big. It allows Camille to get in the picture. The Hextech ultimate will pick up the Senna. J4 has to flag and drag away. But this Camille is chasing one of the most mobile top lane champs you can get. And Karma tries and will eventually peel for her king. But that's a lot invested, and Camille's not quite finished yet. Showing absolutely no fear and showing that they have complete confidence in themselves.
100%.
That was a great turnaround from Spiky Balls.
For sure. I think you can see the team fight potential from the comp really coming in there, right? They seem to be behind, you know, a player or two, but with their CC, with the Sejuani, Leona, you know, Camille diving in, they're able to turn around the fight pretty convincingly there to make it even. And I'm worried as we go later into the game, this is going to happen more and more. You mentioned that Karma has a lot of the gold, but the J4 also has a lot of the kills and gold on his team. And with him being a melee unit, I think he can go down quite easily if he's not well protected in these team fights, Tuba.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he is with this Senna and this Rakan. They have to walk as a trio. Because with the Senna W, with the Rakan Grand Entrance, and with the flag and drag, Camille just can't play the game. If they can land the combo. As soon as they miss a combo, though, or they're not as a trio, Camille will just slice them all up. Like, she will 1v1 every single champion on this rift and 1v9.
Yeah.
However,
precisely.
If they can deal with her and pick her off, the rest of the team is so far behind that it's just not a match. I mean, Mordekaiser's just even in his own death.
He's so dead.
He won't
nice
flash away.
From Mord. Okay.
He may be not quite dead, but he's definitely not the raid boss he needs to be. This Camille doing so much work, and the fact she has a Sterax now, that's going to give her so much survivability. What item do you think she's building next? Because you'll be able to tell us. Has to be Death
potentially
Dance, right?
A Guardian Angel or a Death Stance. Death Stance probably wouldn't be the best here, but you can see Orianna actually going down in the top lane. Camille getting back onto the Mord. Nice off from the Camille to actually block out on the E, but I think Guardian Angel is probably the play here. Death Stance wouldn't be ideal, but you never know.
I personally would prefer the Death Stance because it's a much more consistent item. You know, Guardians was fine for that one fight, but once the item's done, you don't have that second win for a good long time. It's not as if she's got CDR boots, so it's not getting any extra haste.
It could be the Death Stance. I just don't think it's the best item in this situation. You know, your side lane against the Mordekaiser and the Karma here, that's who you're going to be side lane against more than anything. So a little bit of MR would be better. But I think you're right. It is the Death Stance. It's not the best in my opinion. But clearly they know what they're doing. They're 10-3 at the moment.
Yeah, you're not going to question that. However, one person that isn't 10-3 is the 0-6 Leona. Make that 0-7. Illuminate will pick up their first kill of this match onto this Karma.
It's been really rough for the bot lane of Spiky Bulls Gaming. A little bit of a difference compared to the last game, in my opinion. They're really taking the fall here, taking the hit, but hopefully the team fights will still carry them and make sure they can be very useful in these upcoming fights.
Yeah. For those who are interested in the kill record, we're currently on 35 kills. Probably about 36 as the J4 Flag and Drag does go onto the Camille. The TP is going to come out from no, it wasn't the Camille, it was the Orianna. No, the Orianna TP, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And now they are looking for the feathers and just some kind of engage. Karma is on isolated unknown, has to flash away from the Camille, and now they're looking to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
From the Mordekaiser will get something. He will proc his passive. They're just not quite ready to fight just yet. The we see what I am that just was proc.
Bit of a
and
dog.
Yeah, they're just gonna. Well, they've got absolute melee. We are going to see the Leona probably fall first here, but they're taking a lot of damage. And in fact, it's going to be the Rakan who will fall. Raccoon falls, followed quickly by his fellow support. The Senna will be the next to fall. Finally to the Kaiser. The Karma will be the end fall. Kaiser is online. J4 is trying to do work, but the problem is you've given over some easy kills to Kaiser, and that is just going to spell the end. And that lead has just gone. We're back on the even playing field, but it's not really even because there's a 6.2k ahead. Camille, you have to deal with.
Yeah, that Camille is absolutely insane. If she's untouched in a team fight and not CC'd, she can just run through everybody, right? This is where we're seeing the team fight potential of Spiky Bulls Gaming come out on top, even being behind. They're able to do so much and actually turn around the fight. As we get into the replay here, you can see the engage coming in from Leona. She ends up going down pretty quickly, but the CC is done, right? The Leona passive doing big work as well. Kaiser jumping onto the backline, doing her best to try and take out the center. Camille going front to back here, taking out the J4, doing what she can as well. You see the Orion and the 1-1 on the top side, but it doesn't really matter. Mordekaiser wasn't able to get the kill. In the end here, you can see J4 trying to go to Flag and Drag, trying to do what he can to try and get the Kaiser, but it's not enough. Mordekaiser now on his own. 4 members of Spiky Bull Gaming still alive, and they're able to secure the last kill onto the Mordekaiser and secure the Dragon objective.
I would love to have seen them focus the Leona and take her out the fight. She was so low, as much as, yeah, it's not standard practice to take the tank out first and focus all your energy, but you get rid of that, that's a massive CC gone. And then you can turn your attention as a whole unit. Instead, they let her live undefended for the longest of that fight. I don't think she actually died in that fight.
I think
not at least until after an extended time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what was a big factor in Spiky Bulls winning that fight.
You know, regardless, I agree with you, but regardless if she died or not, she ended up getting the crucial CC off right before she ended up going down, which was a lot for Spiky Bulls Gaming and actually was pivotal in them actually winning that fight.
Yeah, obviously we are seeing the focus turn on purple one, but not for the Camille. She's just slicing through the base. That's the first of the tier 3s down. But you can't just send Mordekaiser to deal. You need backup. Karma's here as well. But that means your objective control is gone. And
this is both solo laners, Juba.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, balanced champion? Yes? Question mark? No, maybe?
Oh, completely balanced, right? It should actually buff her. I think she's really weak at the moment. And you can see she's now
she is going to fight and she used the Hex. Yeah, Hex the ultimate onto J4. We obviously see the Cataclysms coming out and they all are going to pounce. But while they are doing that, they are going to take the Baron. And Camille will get out, at least for the time being. And she's going to get she's going to try and get the TP, but unfortunately doesn't get it. And questionably, the shutdown will go to the Mordekaiser. I don't think that's the worst person to give a massive shutdown to. I think massive. It was only 100 gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's the gold he needs, but I don't think it's really gonna matter. She tries to get away with the TP there, the Camille, but it doesn't really end up working out for her, and her team get the Drake, the Baron even instead. So I would say worthy trade.
I don't like what the Senna just did. You had her so weak. Like, yes, there's always the risk, but you know your J4 is coming to back you up. You just fight. Well, we can't end up going for tower dive. The Winter's approach doesn't quite land from the Sejuani, and Illuminate. You would think it was OrnnHub who had the Baron buff there, and she just gets absolutely demolished by Illuminate. You know, Illuminate's had a fantastic series, even if the team is going to go down here, whether it be on the Serpent or the Karma, whereas Cross Hates has had such a hard time in this series in the lanes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think now, I mean, we're fighting over this blue buff.
What is that?
Know
I thought I said, does Sejuani have any damage taken there?
No, none apparently. And this time they're actually going to turn the fight around. Leona coming in with the ultimate. Sejuani jumping in as well. Dive from the Camille, dive from the Kaiser as well onto the Rakan, doing insane damage. Ends up taking him down. The Senna quickly follows.
They just have to walk away. They just have to walk away. But again, they got this Leona low, and they just let her live. And now you are fighting a 5v2 against a Camille, which is 7k ahead, and the rest of the team has a Baron. I think that's honest, game, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for OrnnHub to get back into this game, right? You know, you can see this. They're diving towers. They're able to do tons of damage. The team fight potential is just too strong on the side of Spiky Gaming.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even think we need an MVP vote here, because if you look across the rift, there's still a lot of gold in favour of OrnnHub Gaming, apart from really one lane, and it is this Camille.
Yep.
She has created so much pressure, so much power across this rift, and she enabled the rest of her team, the Spiky Ball Gaming team, to take a clean, I would say clean, because game 2 was a lot cleaner, 25 kills to 24, a lot less bloody, only about 50 kills this time, in about 30 minutes, so still a decent kill to time ratio, but at the end of the day, they will be the ones moving through to face the Ace of Spades, whereas OrnnHub will fall to the losers bracket and will face off against Don't Speak About the Lion before we find out who's going to go and face Airfryer.